Hello. Good morning, afternoon, and wherever you're at in the world. So let's get right down to it. This is basically my reaction to the recent dev chat, EVE Vanguard Operation Nemesis. Let's get right to it.
Well,
hold on 1 second. Just had it. There we go.
welcome to another dev chat. I'm CCP Monty, and this time around worlds collide. I'm joined by CCP Okami and CCP Collins.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. Now, here's the thing. What you guys have in common is
facial hair.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Caps.
much better.
We got
Much better.
hats.
Caps and the facial hair.
Oh, maybe I should have kept my beard, but anyways.
I'm not sure. Collins. Don't try to lean into Okami's beard.
No.
It's like, well, I would lean into it personally, but yeah,
I'm trying
we're
to
not
ride
at a
that
point.
coattail. Not very well. No.
Yeah. With the thinning of my hair, I probably should be the one wearing a cap as well. So I need to
join the
get
beard
that.
club.
Yeah, there's this moment where like I've tried, literally tried.
You just have to keep it going. Just patience, time.
Yeah, but I do look like a absolute idiot for the
You don't look like one. You are good as the way you are.
few weeks there
Yeah.
between.
You got to power through it.
If that's where the whole sensei kind of wipe from you comes, you can power through that.
Yes.
I am a mere
Persevere.
mortal in these discussions,
Fair enough.
and my beer laid false failure to beard. Yeah, something. I don't know where I'm going. There's a reason I'm not in narrative. It's like,
We're weaving some lore here. It's okay.
yeah. He managed to say viewing as well, like,
Oh, yeah. It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. No, the reason we are joined here is that Worlds Collide, Vanguard, and EVE Online, and yeah, wow, what a moment! Can we just take a moment to appreciate that?
Yeah.
Operation Nemesis. I'm going to kick it off with you, Collins. Starts in EVE Vanguard on September 16th.
Yep.
So it is just around the corner.
Yep, very close.
But Operation Nemesis is not the only thing, like where Vanguard is not the only place Operation Nemesis will be felt. So just to kick it off, what is Operation Nemesis?
Yeah, so Operation Nemesis is the next kind of the big battle that's happening in Vanguard. It's a public access event from September 16th. Anyone with access to the EVE launcher can go in and play EVE Vanguard for free for a period of time.
So basically anyone, because everybody has access to the EVE launcher.
Everyone has access to the EVE launcher. Everyone will have access to EVE Vanguard.
Yep, so it's a limited time, open access to everyone. The game's obviously still in development.
Yep.
Early access summer 2026. And this is the biggest playtest yet. And this is kind of where the vertical slice of the game is played.
Yeah, it's the closest representation we have to basically the game as a whole, the kind of the motivations and the loops that you'll be going through. It's power progression, it's more weapons, it's deploying down to planets, but we've also weaved a lot of narrative into that and a lot of world building. It's the closest the game has ever felt to actually existing within New Eden. The narrative that we've woven into how you come to be as a Vanguard war clone, the characters that you're engaging with, the expeditions, which are kind of like our structured objective system, the characters that you're interacting with in the different corporations and factions and alliances you're all talking with are all pulled in, and there's a narrative that we're starting to seed as well as we build up towards early access next year.
And let's not forget, it's the first time the whole industrial part is being introduced.
Yeah.
Let's not forget either. We got plans, let's just say that, for all of our industrial fans, let's just say that.
Yeah, so, well, we've got manufacturing. We had a very early version of that in for Groundbreak, which was in the event that we ran in 2024. But now we've got weapons added in. So you can actually now manufacture weapons. But we've tidied the whole kind of thing up in this alongside expeditions, which are going to be driving you to do objectives, to earn different blueprints, so you can craft different things. It's all going to kind of be propelling you forward to keep playing the game, hopefully.
And moving on with that, throughout some of the earlier playtests, Vanguard did have a small effect on EVE through insurgencies.
Yep.
But now the links are being broadened, Okami.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So this is kind of what I'd think about our first sort of EVE universe event. Like there's a real big impact in both games at the same time. So Insurgencies it's a piece of EVE, but it's not all of EVE. And with this event, we really wanted to kind of showcase to everyone that these two games are talking to each other and they're working together in the same universe.
Talking to each other in the same universe, like mono, my one-on-one, like brothers.
Tell us more about it. So what happens in EVE during Operation Nemesis?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, the first thing is I think everybody's used to seeing our event sort of trackers, our seasonal events, where you've got a progress bar that you do things, you fill it up, and you get rewards. I'm sure you've seen it before, like Crimson Harvest and Encapsulators Day and stuff like that. So we're going to have one of those, but it can be completed both by doing things in EVE or in Vanguard. So with your sort of same account character, you can make progress on that bar and earn rewards in EVE Online. So this is the first time you'll be able to do that, which is great.
Yeah.
But there's more, too.
So there's always more.
Ooh, there's more. I can't wait to see that.
So I think like that's always a cool part. Everybody likes those rewards.
One cool part is because I see you really, really, really like CZB Collins, and I understand that.
Yes.
So maybe move your mic a little bit so it's facing, so we can be more natural here talking.
So natural.
Hello, brother.
This just became the beardiest three-way. Anyway, go ahead. There's more.
There is more. So for the first time ever, what we're going to have is a global event. That is, everybody who plays Vanguard contributes to progress being tracked in EVE Online in New Eden. So on the same sort of event tracker that you're used to seeing, you're going to see a new tracker there. Mm-hmm. And as people finish commissions and event chains, and give me the right words.
Expeditions. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, man. I can't wait to see what this new event tracker is all about in the next 5 or 4 days from now. We'll see.
The previously announced as commissions,
previously announced
recently to expeditions. But yeah, on the Vanguard side, completing the expeditions, which are our structured objectives that you get to choose who you take an expedition from. So you can take expeditions from Amar or Minmatar, or even the Deathless, or we've got some expeditions from Sarrow in there as well, which is really cool. All of them are kind of unlocking little narratives, but completing objectives within those expeditions will generate that activity in EVE Online.
So what I hear you saying is that expeditions are ex-commissions?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a brilliant way of putting it.
If you want to word it that way. To each their own, depending on which faction you sign up for.
Ex-commissions. Yeah. All right. And differing factions, are the missions or the expeditions then different?
Yeah, so they kind of lean into different playstyles. So you have agency within the commission as well. It's kind of like a branching tree, and the paths that you go down will dictate kind of you get to choose the path that you want to take. If you want to be a bit more industrial about it, maybe some of the paths that you take are a bit more about scavenging, some of them are a bit more about killing, depending on how you like to play the game or how you kind of want to see that narrative even evolve. That's the path that you'll be taking through those expedition trees. Really, in Vanguard, not only are you going to be contributing towards that progress in EVE Online, you're also going to be earning yourself rewards by doing that. So completing those expeditions will get you resources and also extra chipsets and stuff, but they'll also give you the blueprints.
Sorry guys, this really gives me a tear to my eye that we're actually seeing some good progress. Keep it up.
start making more weapons as well.
And is this mostly like individual goals, or is it
So this
a
is
player-based
this is
goal?
a shared EVE universe goal. So every player in Vanguard will participate to this goal being completed in EVE Online. So if you want to make progress in EVE Online,
So
you can go run some expeditions in Vanguard and make progress for the entire universe. So everyone is sharing this sort of communal goal.
So we basically finally made a reason for EVE capsuleers to have kids.
I wouldn't put it like that, but moving forward.
Yeah, get
Mobilize
the whole,
them.
get the
Mobilize
en
and
masse.
weaponize them
En
Yes.
masse.
into New Eden, boots on the ground.
That's right. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So the seasoned veterans, been
Yeah,
here since day one, been here since 2003.
Well, we've got until September the 16th. I don't know how quickly.
No, but
the whole child rearing
how
process
fast can you
goes.
make a baby?
We've already discussed that. We've already discussed that, and we're not like this. I specifically said we are not going into that process again. What
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying is that I may have a catalog of
Available children.
which I could then potentially deploy onto the Vanguard
They're your
battlefield.
Yeah.
Vanguards. Yeah.
But like,
What's the rating?
yeah, I will. Yeah,
It's unrated.
Yeah, it is currently unrated.
Then
yeah.
we're good to go.
Yeah. But no, that mobilization is like a big motivation behind it, right? Like wanting to mobilize people across both the games is kind of like what we've always been aiming for, is that sense of motivation of, there's a mobilizing front that's happening that is working to impact the universe on that scale. So this is our, not so much an experiment, because I know a lot of work has been put into it, but it's kind of that first test for us to really kind of push at those levers and see how much of an impact it can really have.
It's science, but in video games.
Because I tried to pitch an idea to Okami a bit back on mobilizing my young ones. I basically just wanted them to be able to fly one of my drones, so they'd have a PlayStation controller next to me just flying a single drone. But yeah, apparently that was not.
Well,
It's in the backlog.
You
It's
can
in
pitch,
the-
you can pitch that idea to me if you want.
Yeah, I'll pitch
mate.
it. Yeah. He's making games here, Okami. It's
If we can get Vanguard on Switch and like one person's got like a,
yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
One
we're working
day
on the
will I
Kinect
be
port
able
first.
to shoot people on a controller? Who knows? Who knows? Okay, this is awesome, but let's just.
Wait, did you just say controller? I wonder how that's gonna turn out.
This is just the kickoff. And actually, can we share any other rewards, or is that more like up to?
let's go a little deeper. So I'm going to share what I'm excited about for this in general, which is like insurgencies, and that connection it's cool, but it's not visible to everybody. It's not like clear that Vanguard is happening right now and having an impact on the EVE universe. So I think that's part of what I'm excited about here. Is just like it's going to be visible to everyone who's playing EVE that Vanguard is happening and that it's going to have an impact on the EVE universe. And so to talk about what that impact is, because like why do you want this progress to be made? Why do you want to complete these expeditions and things? It's so what we're going to do basically every time this progress bar fills up, it's going to be like a little circular progress bar. We're going to spawn convoys in the EVE universe in nullsec, lowsec, and highsec. So we're going to spawn 3 of them, and they're going to travel through those systems, and they're going to be filled with pretty awesome loot, actually.
I know that look. My little green friend. Don't get any bright ideas here. This is awesome.
Pretty cool things. So everybody should feel compelled to go out there, destroy these.
And can that
convoys.
happen anywhere in the EVE universe, or is it specific regions, or
Just nullsec, lowsec, highsec, any regions
So yeah, everywhere pretty much, except wormholes. And
except wormholes. Sorry, wormholes. But yeah.
Apology accepted.
yeah,
I love you. We'll get.
we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Yeah. Okay. And the convoys, are they like stop me if I'm asking too much, because I also realize that we want
Yeah.
there to be. I mean, I remember finding my first kind of diamond rat convoy
Sure.
and getting blocked to pieces by some frigates because they were really strong. Is this more of like I just find a loot pinata, or is this an actual encounter that I need to prepare for?
It's more of the first one. I think your real risk in these is going to be other players. So be prepared to fight for the rewards.
Do they move across systems, or do they just spawn in?
They'll move within a system.
Okay.
So
Because I'd love to just find a convoy, follow it, and that would be my PvP route. Just for future stuff.
Yeah.
you will be able.
Wow. That's really a good idea. Follow it around, like follow the birdie.
To find them using the map. So we'll signal to you where they are when they spawn, and then
Spicy.
show up for a brawl. So if you're looking for a fight and a reason to fight, this might be a good one. And there are going to be some interesting and strong economic connections here as well. So things we're experimenting with. Like you said, some of these things are still experiments.
Mm-hmm.
Like we want to learn, how does this impact the EVE universe? Is this good? Will people enjoy this kind of thing in the future? And so we're trying some stuff out, and it's going to be pretty cool. So happy to get into some of the rewards. So the first thing is that these convoys will drop crates.
And this is completely separated from the DLI line, kind of like you were mentioning
That's right.
earlier.
So people playing Vanguard can spawn these as many times as they're able to during this event.
Mm-hmm.
So go hard, spawn them in the EVE universe. And these convoys, when you destroy them, they're going to drop crates, which can be taken to deathless traders in, I believe, just in high-sec systems. So that we'll have...
Obviously, Deathless just resides in Isaac.
Yeah.
From Zarzak with love. That is the Deathless's gift to all of New Eden.
Obviously. I mean, Zarzak would be the
Yeah,
place,
but then it's kind of catered for a part of
That's right. So we
players.
just wanted these to be accessible. So they'll be in high-sec locations and in Empire space, but accessible. We've tried to place them in places where they're generally accessible by as many people as possible, depending on which region you're in. So you can take these crates and trade them in for cosmetic rewards and, interestingly, small skill injectors. So that's going to be one thing you'll be able to get there.
Why am I not so surprised? Small skill injectors? I wonder if they'll be able to turn those small skill injectors into large skill injectors, but that's for another time.
Hey.
Yeah.
So this could very quickly go up and create real value.
Yeah, there's absolutely real value here for people.
When you said the Vanguards can spawn them, how does that happen?
I think it's through the activity of completing those objectives. So if you want more convoys to spawn, players need to be completing more objectives in Vanguard. So
And does the Vanguard have overview of, like, I have just spawned a convoy? Can I singularly spawn a convoy, or is it more like...
no, so when you complete an objective, you are contributing to that wheel filling up.
Okay. And is that visible?
It's visible in EVE Online through the event tracker. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, for now, in my opinion, we'll see.
Okay, so I need to start multi-boxing EVE
exactly.
and Vanguard.
Right? Like we're so used to that.
Yeah.
You just have multiple games. Like, you should be flying while you're playing Vanguard.
Yeah, but
anyways,
so
right?
the thing is, like, in my setup,
Yeah.
I have a horrible screen
Okay.
for Vanguard, but I have the
thank you.
perfect weight as my main now.
Okay. Yeah.
But they're on, I can move them. They're on these hinges
Sure,
because
sure.
next to it is my FPS screen, which is now being used when I play EVE for, like, the maps and third-party tools and stuff like that. So great in 240 hertz and all that stuff. That's what you need on a small monitor. You need a static map. So that might get swapped around a little bit. So my setup is ready for this.
Yeah.
It's like,
Take pictures. I want to see your
I
setup.
might need a pretty...
Is your setup ready? In the comments below.
decent graphics card to run both at the same time on, like, the 32-inch and then the 24-inch, but yeah.
The thing I'm looking forward to the most is how people try to game this, right? there is a reward. People will want to try and game this, right?
No, EVE players never try and game.
We had it when we
They always
introduced.
play fairly.
You
right?
always play fairly.
Yeah.
There's no system breaking mechanics being
Never.
thrown in there.
We had it when we introduced contracts, and we created leaderboards and prizes for how many contracts people could complete, and they found a way to game it. Right, there was I remember a player called Ararana and squad that they were running with would win the contract completion leaderboard by such a margin that they were able to leave their number at a specific point. It was 1337 or 6969.
Right.
Shocker.
Just as,
Shocker.
Yeah, just as a show of force, that they have found a way to break our game and complete contracts at an astonishing rate. So we're pretty sure there's a level of balance. Some objectives in the expeditions will take multiple deployments to complete.
The name Ariana. It will strike fear into all those who break scoreboards and all that. Just FYI.
So we're pretty sure there's a level of balance there that the thing isn't going to blow up. But this is why we do these kind of things, is we want to see how people are going to try and break them.
Yeah, I like this. I'm excited for this and having like this twofold connection. One that's basically more just something that I can do individually, and then this. An Easter egg hunt is always fun, except if you were the last kid there and you didn't find an Easter egg and it was raining. But there's no rain in
This
EVE.
is like an Easter egg brawl where like everybody has to come together and fight each other.
If I go into that on Easter now, like with that mindset, I am bigger and stronger than most of the other children there.
That's
So
true.
that should work out pretty well for me.
Yeah.
The PvP opportunity is pretty cool as well. Like your strat.
Easter egg PvP opportunity?
Yeah,
Or like,
Easter egg PvP opportunities. Like your strat of just like I might not be there for the actual convoy. I'm there for the people who come for the convoy.
Oh, but I mean, that is...
Will we be able to assist the convoy or destroy said convoy? I can't wait to hear what they have to say after this.
That is EVE.
Yeah,
Clean up the
that's
mess.
what I love.
Yeah. Okay, but so this is awesome. And again, Operation Nemesis, September 16th. How many days?
Be running just shy of 2 weeks, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
11 days, I think.
11 days. You won't miss it. It will be all over the CCP channel and everywhere. But it's in the launcher. You have EVE Vanguard there as well with the where you launch EVE Online. So and vice versa. If you're coming in through Vanguard, try out EVE Online as well.
Yeah, exactly. Reap the benefits of your objective completions. Yeah.
Yeah.
See you soon. I wouldn't want to miss this opportunity if I were you.
I might be waiting there, but
I have more too. to be honest. Like I'm holding on to this. I don't know when the right moment is here.
One more thing.
But I know the small scale injectors is pretty cool. But there's more. When you kill these convoys, they're going to drop other stuff too. There's a chance for them to drop implants. So high value implants. Yeah.
Wait, what?
And every time you kill one, they're going to drop 5 plex.
what?
Okay, I was not expecting any of this. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. They are transporting
Wow.
plex.
Okay.
So real economic impact. And
Holy
we
shit!
wanna see
This
it.
is going to
Yeah.
be contested.
Yeah.
Heavily contested, in my personal opinion.
And we've tuned it like fairly generously. We want these to spawn regularly. Like this isn't a thing like once a day event. We want it to happen fairly frequently. So we're interested in seeing like how does everybody respond to this? Is this cool? Is this kind of contest of like get out there and fight each other, get these rewards, an interesting and engaging thing, and it's a meaningful impact between these two.
Yeah, and it's going to show up on the in-game map
That's right.
once it's spawned.
Yep.
Not like this is spawning in 5
We're not going
minutes,
to
something like that.
signal it, but we will signal to people when it is spawned. So
So
if you're playing,
we're basically doing the radio show, send somebody out somewhere with
To all those who are listening in for intel on those spawn crates, expect a full-on fight for said resources.
Well, yeah, but then they say it live, and it's if I'm in the car next to them, great.
So
If
I know
not-
our players are very smart, and you might be able to position yourself well. You see the bar's almost full. Get ready to go have a fight, and I'm eager to see what happens. So
This sounds like an awesome opportunity to just live stream
yeah,
from the convoys when they respond, because I think there's
I can imagine other well-known and not so well-known streamers like Udema Scout, for example, on Twitch. He actually does CCTV footages of actual gate camps out of low-sec areas where players have known to cause a lot of havoc.
a lot of stuff going to happen like that. Yeah, let's see if we can do something fun. Let's see. Is there more, Okami? Or can I segue now to the next thing?
Yeah, there's always a little bit more. I'm probably forgetting something, to be honest, but this is that's basically the most important stuff. So please, back to your segue.
My segue was actually this is seismic stuff. This is seriously cool. So the gameplay in there is it's new. It's sure it's mechanics and stuff that we know, random spawns of NPCs and everything like that. But this is cool. These aren't deathless convoys, are they?
They're related to the Deathless, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember exactly
What the names are.
Yeah.
Ooh, mystery third party. Yeah. I want to say mercantile is mercantile, always third party.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We need to get a narrative and all that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So one of the things, for me, I wasn't around when Dust 514 was. I'll just admit I never liked shooters on a console personally, especially back then. So I never got onto that train, and I was busy playing other games like.
It's okay. Yeah. We were there for you. Long live Dust 514.
Online, but the future, but everything I've heard with the connection between Dust and EVE back then, super ahead of its time, amazing stuff essentially happening, and we had a chat with CCP Ratati the other day, Collins, where we went through basically how all of that was in Dust and what's being foreseen a little bit more for EVE, but from a joint world like New Eden moving forward together, and this is the kind of stuff where it's not so much about getting good ideas, it's about actually filtering out so we don't overscope on all the things, because there's been so many cool ideas to incorporate more and more this boots on the ground in New Eden and what's happening up in space at the same time.
Yeah.
I can imagine for Project Nova from 2016 and 2018, though, at EVE FanFest, Reykjavik, and EVE Vegas 2018, though, which I was there in person for 2018, though. More on that later.
I think it's one of those things. It's like I've talked about this a lot. Like, one of the core reasons why we're making this is because why the fuck wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, making an MMO sandbox FPS that exists in that universe. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of players that have been fighting wars over small little things like you didn't pay enough tax, or little squabbles, have created what is the Guinness World Record, proving the largest war happening in video game history. Why wouldn't you want to make a sandbox, like a persistent shooter in that universe? So, but for us, we've been experimenting. We did Insurgencies. We're doing this for Nemesis on ways that we can make these two universes feel connected. There has to be a level of extraction. There is two different ways of interfacing with the same universe, but the connection needs to be really strong.
Yeah, and every player needs to be able to live without the other. If I'm a Vanguard player, I don't need to play EVE or vice versa. But
it's like all the spice that's coming in.
With that level of abstraction, would you say
That level of spice must flow, my friend.
That you're an abstraction shooter.
Oh. Yes. Yes, we are.
That's a smile.
I'm sorry.
Every time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Dad jokes
Yeah.
over here.
No, this
Yeah.
is perfect because this gives us like the cheapest reel to post
Yeah.
on socials afterwards. It's like, I can give this to anyone and it's like, haha, yeah.
Yeah. But I will, from that. All right. That was a good pun. I will give you that one. Back to it is what we've got with the Vanguard at the moment is they are this kind of ethereal force. Like the way that you deploy to planets in Vanguard is not very much rooted in the universe so much. We're sending you to planets, we're doing deployments, you're completing objectives, but you are this kind of ethereal force. When Bastions come into play, and we announced Bastions at FanFest, which are going to be these hubs that the Vanguard can work from. They're going to be like towns in an MMORPG, really.
Oh, I was there for that. Do not mistake that. The Bastions, oh my.
Players congregate and they kind of link out from there to planets within that influence. It's where your expeditions and your NPCs and your quest givers are going to be. So you're going to start now having hubs of the Vanguard geolocated in the universe. How we connect that to EVE Online and that presence of the Vanguard and the presence of that Bastion and what that means across both games. Because it's not just one way. We don't want Vanguard just influencing EVE Online, sorry. We want EVE Online influencing Vanguard.
Yeah.
So creating that Bastion is that tether of like, now there is a physical point in that one New Eden. How do both games now interface with this? And that's the truly, really exciting part, I think.
And the icing on the cake there is when we, the players, decide to influence EVE Online to influence EVE Vanguard and vice versa. Perfection.
Yes, when we can unlock that.
Yeah, and just the stories moving on together. Like when we start talking about how these things should work together, it's like it would make sense to me with the Bastions that I need to maybe hire somebody to move my gear from here to there. Yeah. And who better to do that than in a big ass ship up in space? By the way, I realized when I tried, I mentioned this the other day, the smallest ship in my hangar that I actually use is the Garmer.
Yep.
It is massive.
It's pretty big.
It is massive.
Our ships are pretty big.
Yeah.
When
It kind of feels like a, Hot Wheels
It's hard to
in
tell.
game.
It's hard to tell what the scale is sometimes because you're always looking at big things, right?
Yep.
But then running around with a gun in your hand and having one fly over you.
Yep. No spoilers.
Let's see what they say about this.
Oh, sorry.
It's, nobody. Yep. But it is massive. Not as big as the Barcasts, which was also.
Absolutely.
I've somewhere seen relative to yes. But yeah, there's so many opportunities for those exact things somehow. And likewise, from the industrial, the economy, the whole that bit, there must be things deep within the planet that my, moon mining beacon or whatever, like or PI can't do.
Yeah, I mean, I think like you guys have done an amazing job of sort of like figuring out what your core gameplay and game loop is.
And visualizing what New Eden is, because
and
like,
visualizing that, yeah. And now we're going on a journey together of like how do these two games, like how do we shake hands and talk to one another. And there's a ton of great.
It's all fun and games when you shake hands, but afterwards you might have a scrambler pistol on the other hand, though. But anything could happen. It's EVE. Get with it.
Ideas, but ultimately, like we're still kind of in that dream space where we're really refining this. This event is a good example of maybe what a shared event could be, but maybe in the future when this shared bar is filled up, something else happens. Like maybe we're toppling systems instead of just spawning convoys.
And the ultimate goal must be to lean into what has made New Eden until now, which is, the player and player v player interactions, be that, the wars or the market PvP or whatever. Like everything in EVE is essentially PvP. At the end of the day, you're competing for sites, you're competing for minerals, you're competing for prices. You know,
It's a competition.
It's a competition, and of course, like some scale of a war in space happening also on the planets, be that with, you know, mercenary groups from Vanguard helping alliances in EVE or something like that. It must be somewhere down the road.
Yeah, no,
that
I mean,
happens.
like EVE is all about PvP and warfare, right? Like,
And we're getting a little too close to the next major outbreak of war in New Eden. Just, it's only a matter of when.
like at the end of the day, you're competing for something, and you've got boots on the ground here. And I can only just imagine how cool it would be to have our 2 player groups interface with each other, and maybe hire vanguards to eke out an advantage in a war that's going on, and how that might play out. Like that's really part of the vision for me.
And I think like the great thing is there's already kind of some the ideas and the systems for all of this is in way. Territorial and, you know, warfare is already so well defined in EVE Online. Things like corporation goals and freelance projects, like, or the other way around. Is it corporation projects and freelance goals?
Yeah.
Okay, interchangeable.
You're good,
Hopefully.
yeah.
I wonder how long those said sovereignty powers will be able to hold said territory in the future. Find out.
All of these things are, I think, quite ripe to start expanding out, thinking about how Vanguard interfaces with these systems and how it can become a
Factional
a truly
warfare is a great space to put that sort of tension of combat. That's the wars that are constantly going on there.
And throw some bastions in there, right? And then you've got bastion PvP, you've got territorial warfare.
Yeah, and I want to see those bastions manifest in our EVE universe and have ways to interact with them as well.
Well, that went unexpected.
How much lobbying do I need to do for one bastion to be Harpa FunFest?
That sounds pretty cool.
It would be a really cool
That
bastion.
sounds like you need to go talk to CCP Berker.
Yeah, or just go straight to Hilmar.
No thanks for me.
Or go straight to
Oh,
Hilmar.
without
Like,
the-
why not just cut straight?
Like, hey, Monty, why are you 3D scanning
yeah.
all of Harpa? Oh, no reason. It's just like, I need to know how much space we have here.
So I can't remember the name of the developer, but somebody had.
I know.
Oh, okay, good.
I know. Yeah. I don't need to 3D scan it again. But it wasn't me, though. But yes, there is some availability. No, but one of the beautiful things that I see in this, and just like, you know, from the chats, and even though like, so Vanguard and EVE are being developed in separate locations, even though there are obviously some shared individuals and such, but like the teams are very much still doing their own thing. But the beautiful thing that I see, and I've observed through my just interactions on both sides and with you guys together, for example, and such, is that all of this is happening supernaturally. There's no like forced, we need to be able to shoot from a spaceship into the ground kind of thing, like back in
Did you say what I thought you just said?
in Dust or something like that. It's not this like we have to get that moment. It's more like, how freaking cool would it be that this kind of interacts, and it just does so naturally, and that is the unforced part is what I'm really I hope stays, and because I can feel it now at least.
Yeah, I think
Oh, I'm feeling it too, man. It's that kind of feeling I haven't felt in 9 years.
there's like a shared like excitement around the promise of these like two games that have significantly different gameplay having a huge impact on each other. It's so easy to see so many opportunities in that is just like we're all excited to participate and just, I mean, yes, you're in London and I'm in Reykjavik, but
I don't think location matters anymore there, my little green friend.
we have Slack and
Yeah,
that's a
and
thing that
beards.
exists,
Yeah, we have beards and Slack, and we can
Some of us have
communicate
beards.
through telepathically as well.
That too, yeah, we barely need to
Yes.
talk.
Yeah.
In fact,
We've had some weird dinners together where I'm just sitting there and then they just start laughing. It's uncanny.
It's the same the other way, right? I know you talk about like the excitement on the EVE Online project about building this shared universe, but like, you know, I emphasized earlier, like why the fuck wouldn't you make this? Is the emphasis that this game is going to be what it is and could be allowed to be what it is because of EVE Online, because of the universe it exists in, right? It is a central pillar to the game that it exists in this universe and leverages all the players and systems and wars and the history, the lineage, the narrative, all of those things just seep down into this, what is making this as cool as it can be. Like, I know right now if we were where we are now and EVE Vanguard wasn't existing in this universe, we wouldn't be anywhere near the ambition that we want to build with this thing. It's a driving force for us, and it is so exciting to be.
So exciting. Think Dust 514 and its legacy that brought EVE Vanguard into existence.
Able to play in that space.
And New Eden is beautiful. It's interesting. It's full of stories, and the stories just keep on writing themselves. If we allow ourselves to just like fantasize a little bit about where this all goes, like, is there, like, Okami, is there something on your side where you're like, I don't know whether, like, technically or even something, this will be possible in 5 years or a year or tomorrow or whatever. But are there things in there that you, like, really want to see this happen at some time? I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Like, my dream really when I think about Vanguard is like it's just another piece of EVE, right? Like nobody thinks of the Vanguard player base as a separate player base. It's just like if we want to pull off these sort of militaristic moves, we have a branch of our corporation who are these Vanguards down here, and they're related to us in this way, and maybe we're even talking to each other while we're playing. And my vision really is like where there's this great intergalactic nullsec war happening, and you punch in your Vanguard homies and deploy them, and your Vanguard friends are just so good at what they do that they help you just topple the scale and win that war from their side.
Yeah.
And I think that's really the vision for me is just like how do you have these games operating at that level where you are strategically both deploying people on the Vanguard side and EVE side at the same time to have a greater impact.
A capital keepstar of an alliance, like, or in the capital system of an alliance.
Yeah.
The planet next to it, given that that's hospitable for anything. I mean, there must be some link there and something that might need to a bit of a Black Ops team to go in and
maybe. I mean, we've got skyhooks, we've got sovereignty systems with workforce and producing resources on planets. Like, there are so many things already that I could see Vanguards just interacting with in terms of.
But how far will this rabbit hole actually go when it comes to interstellar warfare? Who would be the next Sun Tzu in our world for EVE Vanguard? We'll see.
Systems.
Like, there's a really good sequence of scenes in Star Wars Rogue One where you've got the team on the surface trying to intercept the radar tower so the shielding of the planet can go, and there's a fight happening in space, there's a fight happening on the ground, and they're all communicating with each other about working together to coordinate an attack. And that scale is funny, calling Star Wars quite small scale, but just fighting over one bit of infrastructure on one planet seems small scale.
We laugh at that.
versus something in EVE Online, but I see that as well. I think for me as well, this might sound quite bad, but I think it's some of the more menial connections, some of the more kind of work that happens. You mentioned earlier, like, I need to move from one bastion to another. I can just jump climb, but where does my stuff go? I need to hire someone in EVE Online to transfer my stuff.
And that is where logistics of actually, that might be a little bit difficult to move your stuff from one planet to the other. In my personal opinion, we'll see.
From one part of space to another, and it's part of that. It's two MMOs in one universe. One you're in a spaceship, one you're on the ground, and
let's not forget that I could assign that project to myself.
Yes.
And then I just make a run for it.
Yeah, and then I'll find you and gank you.
So here's the thing: I'm not going to need a very big ship to move a gun.
Yeah.
It's going to be fast. You can, yeah. Come at me with your coveter, dude.
Yeah, let's do it.
I did a mining up
Nice.
yesterday.
Yeah.
I started off by scrambling my friend's porpoise,
Okay.
just because I thought it was funny. Then I talked shit in local, like not in a bad way, but just like I have arrived. Everybody look at me.
Yeah.
Then I always broadcasted targets for which rock everybody should be mining.
Great.
And so I was doing my part.
Okay.
And they asked me to please not join the next mining
Right.
fleet.
You were mining in your heron, right?
No. I actually skill injected for a coveter.
Wow. Okay. Nice. Awesome.
That is the worst investment I've ever spent.
Yeah, I don't think that was accidental, my friend. You kind of did that on purpose.
Because then I gave somebody the minerals and docked it, and I'm never going to fly it again.
Yeah.
It's thing is though, maybe one day
I might be able to convince you to come back and give it another shot soon. Wink,
I know.
wink, wink.
That's kind of let's look at that. Let's look at that at some point later on. We just don't have time to go through it now. Unfortunately, it's Collins.
What could I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry. If I wasn't here,
Yeah,
you guys,
you guys will be getting everything
Talking
now.
about mining.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No, but this is the kind of stuff that I'm, and that's why I really want to get you to just sit down and talk about it in this way, because there is just so much there, and I just really, really want to see, and this is obviously something that's going to require feedback on both sides. It's going to, and from players, from devs, and probably the hardest thing about doing this is that, okay, we have Vanguard, and Vanguard needs to be, a living thing on its own, but we have this super established economy in EVE Online, so it must be hard balancing all of these potential things to not overly impact the EVE Online economy while still actually impacting it in a way that is meaningful.
Yes.
And that's gonna, I'm guessing, the answer is yes.
Yes.
I don't even know where you would take it from
Same
there.
the other way. It's one of the problems Dust had, right? Was the price of the weapon matched, because the ISK was relative across both games. Was the price of
Well, there were two kinds of ISK, one in EVE and one in Dust 514, and we had a premium currency in Dust 514 too called Aurum. More on that later.
the weapon ended up being the price of a capital ship, and we can't have that in Vanguard. The spheres of economy that these two games operate in are at such different levels.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be an abstraction. Yeah, we did it. Ring the bell. An abstraction or obfuscation between the two, right? Like paying a Vanguard. Oh, here's enough money to buy a capital ship would go a very, very, very long way at a human
Good thing you thought about this before this might have occurred.
scale. So we just have to be that is very mindful when we create those economic links, that the impact that Vanguard is happening at a correct scale in EVE Online, and the impact that EVE Online is having at Vanguard is at the correct scale as well. Because if it's a one-to-one, it's just gonna
Yeah, and I mean, like we have corps that have been around for 20 plus years now, and they're space billionaires, and there's just no way to compete with that from a fresh economy. So
I don't hang out with space pores.
no, yeah, exactly. This guy right here.
It's just, you don't do that. No, I'm kidding. I'm always space poor.
I feel you, my friend. I feel you. I, too, am somewhat space poor, as you may word it.
The inflation also, since I played, has basically also made the assumption of somebody being space poor rich a very, very different thing. It's probably worse now. Iceland is probably worse when it comes to inflation. But
Might be, yeah.
similar, probably. But no, and the whole pricing thing is very correct, and how the economy is there. I quite often have these funny instances in EVE when I think about like a shuttle that costs 5,000 ISK or something like that. And when I think about it, it is a fully fledged spaceship, the warps, multiple AUs, can travel endless distances without fuel and everything.
So how much is a gun compared to a shuttle?
Yeah, but then I buy something so stupid for 100 times the amount, which is good. I mean, it's a player-driven economy.
How much are you buying your Quaif for?
Quaif is really expensive, but it's also really good.
It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's
If you can't afford Quaif, go for Starsea. Yeah.
side effects. Yeah, yeah. Anything more you guys wanna throw in there? Something we want to discuss on this part. I mean, the narrative moves together, and we want to move more and more into those discussions. Maybe a little bit on the narrative around Operation Nemesis, like what Kevin mentioned earlier. The Deathless are a part of it. You mentioned the factions, the major factions, player factions. Who else can we expect to come across?
Well, I think everyone, you'll see this in Vanguard. When you're completing expeditions, you're given a lot of narrative bites as to what's going on. Everyone's a bit nervous at the moment because the Deathless are building something. And everyone's kind of getting a sniff as to what it is. We may have already talked about it quite a bit already in this podcast, but they're starting to experiment with something that will become a significant part of Vanguard and hopefully New Eden moving forwards.
Oh yes, I have heard of something like this going around on the net. What could that be? I don't know. But it sounds, based on their voices, it seems pretty serious.
So everyone's kind of jostling a bit to get information. So when you're taking on expeditions, because as Vanguard, you are a free mercenary, you can work for whoever you want. Whilst right now you've been brought to life by the Deathless, you've earned the free agency to go on and work with whoever you want to work with. So you'll have organizations reaching out to you as a Vanguard being like, we need to supplant you within the leadership of the Deathless.
Right.
To get more information there, right? And I think that narrative that's starting to see, everyone's getting a bit nervous. The Deathless are starting to do something, and what that might be, and seeing how that narrative evolves moving forwards is going to be really exciting. We've got narrative people on both sides working very closely together to make sure this is all matching up.
I think the other interesting thing that our games can do together is like EVE Online has always had a very strong sort of implicit narrative. Like we're not taking you through tons of epic missions and just directly telling you the story. We're kind of letting you infer what's happening in the world, and like the people who really put effort into trying to figure out these pieces can put it together and then share that with others. And there's like a lot of community building in that as well.
That I agree. Yeah, community building is one of the best memories that New Eden has to offer. However, for as long as EVE Online has been around, it's like a never-ending journey. And a whole library of missions that might have taken place. We never know. That's for you to find out.
And so I think our two games learning how to do that sort of implicit world building and storytelling together is another interesting component of all of this.
Yeah. If the Deathless are building something, I'm just thinking about my future cloaking breacher pod dreadnought or something like that. But I mean, I don't know. And I literally don't know, but I'm kind of the cruiser though. Yeah.
A cloaking cruiser.
Yeah, I mean, you have the Tholos and you have the
Scarab
Cenotaph.
Breacher clones.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's just a player, obviously, that flies a Deathless ship will need somebody to go into the breacher pod. That's where empowering children comes in. You send them into the next ship,
Get
and
in
they
the
just
pod. Get in the pod.
get in the pod, and we will shoot you at this ship
this
and
sounds
go in and dot it, just dot it over time.
Sounds ethical.
Space isn't ethical.
No.
It's
New Eden isn't ethical.
Oh yes, it is. It's everybody is very kind to each other.
I've heard.
Yes, yes. Especially if I am on my CCP account.
Okay.
When CCP Monty is roaming on like Live to Feed, there is nobody trying to overkill us. Never.
Oh,
Everybody is
sure.
super
Yeah.
welcoming, and they're
Same in Vanguard. Red carpets everywhere. Nobody fires a bullet at you if they see the CCP name.
I mean,
They're welcoming.
nobody still has an Okami corpse, I'm just going to say. So
Yeah, but that's when are you going to join us, Live to Feed?
When do you want me to join?
This Friday.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see this Friday.
Yeah.
We'll try.
We might be busy in Nemesis, but
Yeah,
Soon
we've only got a few.
You'll be hotboxing.
We're only
You can do
hustling on a
both.
few things right now, but let's do it soon. I think that's
100%.
Yeah. Come get my corpse.
yeah. And then we go and shoot Collins.
Yeah. Do you want to
Yeah.
join us?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, why not? I don't know if I'm up to your speed.
No, but we should start doing the Okami corner where we just said mine for like I'll try because we would always be conscious of time because I will fuck up the mining up
Sure.
before a podcast is too long.
Yeah.
So it might become really good at least for shorts and TikTok and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you just need to talk fast.
We'll do it. We'll do it. We got this.
This is awesome, guys. Operation Nemesis in Vanguard. Are we calling it Operation Nemesis in EVE as well?
It is Operation Nemesis across the board. It's a
Operation
universe event.
Operation Nemesis in New Eden.
Yeah.
Jump in EVE Vanguard or EVE Online. Yeah, guys, I love this. I can't wait. This is going to be so freaking cool. Collins, Okami, it's always a pleasure. And yeah, let's just see all of you in New Eden starting September 16th. I can't wait. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this is some really awesome stuff, folks, and I hope you can actually catch up on the EVE Vanguard Nemesis event on the 16th of September, and we'll see you on the ground. Therefore, I am CS as you command. Have a nice night, day or morning, afternoon, wherever you're at, and take care. Fly safe.